Okay, so let's talk about AI. Have you ever gotten a response from one and just thought, meh? You're definitely not alone. Today, we're going to tear down that wall of generic output and show you a framework that takes you from someone who just uses AI to someone who actually architects intelligence. Let's get into it.
All right, first things first, we have to talk about that feeling. You know the one when you're just staring at that blinking cursor, trying to figure out what to type. You know what I'm talking about, right? You've got this unbelievably powerful AI, a literal world-class brain at your fingertips, and the stuff it gives you back is just fine. It's bland, it's kind of boring, and it has zero spark. It's like getting a first draft cliché from a genius. But here's the secret. The problem isn't the AI, it's how we're asking.
So, how do we fix this? How do we get past the fluff and tap into that high-level reasoning we know is in there? Well, the answer is a system, a framework called the prompt matrix.
Now listen to the language here because this is important. These aren't just simple templates, they're orchestration protocols. Think about that. You're not just making a request. You're giving the AI a complex set of instructions, a whole system of thought designed to trigger a very specific, high-level way of thinking.
And the best part? It's so simple. It's just 3 steps. 1. You pick the right protocol for what you want to do. 2. You plug in your own specific details. Those are the variables. And 3, you copy, paste, and trigger the model. That's really it. It's a repeatable, scalable way to get incredible expert-level results, time and time again. Look, theory is one thing, but let's see what this thing can actually do. We're going to walk through 2 totally different examples to show you just how powerful and flexible this framework really is.
So first up, let's get down to business. Imagine you need a seriously strategic plan for a new idea. Instead of just typing, "Write me a business plan," we're going to use what's called the Deep Strategy Protocol.
And it all starts right here. This is the magic. We're not asking it to be some generic assistant. We're giving it a specific, expert-level job title. We want it to think and act like a top-tier strategist who knows exactly how to break into a market. This one sentence changes absolutely everything about the output you're about to get.
And here's the crucial part. We don't just tell it what to write. We tell it how to think. This 4-step structure forces the AI to go way beyond the obvious. It has to find a real gap in the market, define exactly what makes your solution special, think creatively about getting customers for free, and even predict the biggest problems you'll face. It's a full-blown strategic analysis baked into a single prompt.
Okay, so that was a pretty serious business example. But what about the creative side of things? Can this system actually help you make content that people connect with? Let's check out the viral psychology template.
See the pattern? We're doing it again. We start with a super specific role. We don't want a social media manager. We want an expert in the psychology of what makes things go viral. This immediately primes the AI for a completely different kind of thinking.
And this is where the power of constraints comes in. This is brilliant. Instead of asking for a post, we build the rules for virality right into the instructions. It has to have a killer opening line to stop the scroll, it has to give one piece of real value, and it has to ask a question to get people talking. We're literally engineering the post for success before a single word is written.
So we've seen a couple of examples, but let's pull back the curtain and look at why this works so much better than what most people are doing. This is the secret sauce. This is the logic that makes the whole system tick.
This slide right here says it all. On the left, that's what most people do. They make a vague request and just cross their fingers. But on the right, that's the matrix method. Instead of being vague, you define a specific expert role. Instead of just hoping, you provide a clear reasoning path. And to avoid all that boring cliché stuff, you set negative constraints. You tell the AI what not to do. This is the difference between playing the lottery and designing an engine.
You know, once you really get this logic, something fundamental changes. You stop seeing the AI as just a tool you're using.
And that's the big idea. You become the director, the architect of intelligence. That blank page isn't scary anymore because now you have a library of these proven protocols you can pull out for any task. You can turn any idea you have into high-quality work basically on demand.
But hang on, let's add one last pro-level tip. The first output, even from an amazing template, is just your starting block. The real masters know the magic is in the refinement. You never, ever just accept the first draft.
I mean, look at these examples. These aren't just make it better. These are surgical commands. You can tell it to rewrite a section for a totally different audience, like a skeptic. You can completely change the tone from buttoned-up professional to casual and conversational. You can even give it complex edits, like cutting down the length while making sure you keep all the emotional punch. This is how you take something that's great and make it absolutely perfect.
So when you put it all together, the expert roles, the structured logic, and this process of refining your work, you have a complete system for creating world-class results. You're not just a user asking questions anymore, you are designing intelligence. So I guess the only real question left is, what are you going to build first?